I mean, listen, they were just better than us. You know, there's no other way than cutting it. That they were just more physical and better across the board from the beginning. And they stayed on track for the 40 minutes. And we had a few moments there, obviously, but they just played better than us for the 40 minutes and were much more solid in a lot of areas. And you know, we coughed the ball up 17 times, which is a little bit unusual for us, and so we had some unforced errors there. But they were really good tonight and deserved their win.
It did feel like you were pretty good in most areas, like you said, except for taking care of the ball. That probably in the end was the biggest difference in the game. Was that much down to their pressure, or like you said, was it more sort of unforced turnovers for the most part?
I don't know. I mean, they pressured us, and we had 3 or 4 there that were just really unforced from their pressure. And then we had 3 or 4 that, you know, just one-handed passes that were just zing passes trying to, you know, make the great play, and obviously unsuccessful. And then, you know, we started the game off kind of on the back foot and throughout, you know, the most of it with Magne getting limited minutes there. So, you know, it adds up to them being the most aggressive team, and usually the most aggressive team wins, and they were.
We've talked about how important it is for you with both Will and Josh being aggressive, attacking the basket, getting to the foul line, and as you said, Will was in foul trouble all this game, but they only got one foul shot between the two of them. It makes a big difference, I guess, when they're getting those calls or not, or being aggressive enough or not.
I mean, it makes a difference. It obviously slows the clock down too a little bit for us and gets us to get our defense set. But you know, they didn't shoot a ton of foul shots themselves, only 15. So you know, Magne missing about 15 to 20 minutes worth of his playing time, you know, may have created a few more fouls, but we just were on point long enough and played hard enough.
You're going to have the opposite problem over the next week because you've got so many games in a short period of time. But coming off the momentum of last week, can it be tough sometimes to keep that going when you've got more than a week before you then play again?
Yeah, I mean, we just talked about that a bit. You know, it's one of those two-edged swords for all the teams. You know, if you get a week off, you know, you can spin it just about any way you want to spin it. It's good or bad for you, or, you know, whatever it may be. I think the only time it's really, in my opinion, from a player standpoint, is if you're hurt and you have time to recover during that time to go play again. But for a player, I think they love playing every 2 or 3 days. And again, we were off about 7 days, I guess it is. And that might have been made us a little sluggish, but ultimately they were just better than us. I thought Doolittle, and I've always thought this, you know, I think he's the best player in the league, hands down, because he plays at every level. And he plays multiple positions. He's big and strong. And he's having a fantastic year, an MVP level year, and he's really fun to watch. And he does it at all levels. I mean, he can defend, and he can move his feet, and he can switch on to guys, and he can handle the ball, and he's smart and shoot the three. He's got the midi, and really is smart and physically, you know, dominant at his size. And you know, he was a difference maker throughout the entire game when they needed shots to go in, and they always went to him. And he's been having a fantastic season, but you know, I love the way he plays. He's probably my favorite non-jack jumper.
You're not the first coach to say that either. I think George said the same thing after he put full call to him because that's how important they saw him. I mean, you'll have to go back and watch the vision, but do you feel like there's much he could have done, or is he one of those players that when he's aggressive like that, he's really hard to stop?
Well, yeah, I mean, he's hard to stop. He's been hard to stop for the last couple of weeks. He's had a couple games here and there where probably not at the level he wanted, but he's been at a very high level. And, you know, he's one of those guys that's hard to figure out who to really put on him because he's got mismatches kind of both ways at his size. And he's not someone that will, you know, you can just go double team because he's getting the ball at a lot of different areas on the floor. And, again, he's smart and can handle and pass. And, you know, he's a high-level player. I mean, to me, he's a top-notch EuroLeague player at some point of how good I think he is.
I can't quite ask you about Christmas yet because you've got another game in between in 2 days' time. What are your thoughts of heading to Melbourne now on Tuesday?
Yeah, I mean, we'll just worry about them tomorrow, and we'll get to the maybe open-air game or maybe not open-air game. And we'll just regroup tomorrow and start our video work as we travel and get there in the evening and have a good shoot-around on Tuesday morning and just go back to work. I mean, they're obviously very, very good, and they're in their home building, I think, for another week or so before they make their long road trips out of there with the Australian Open coming. So should be a good game.
I can't remember this off the top of my head, but have you been part of an open-air game before?
I have. Well, last year we played it in the kind of open air game. They opened it up so we won at halftime with fireworks, and then they closed it right away. And then my first year, I was lucky enough in Perth. We played Melbourne, and it was open the whole evening. And the score was about 42-45 when it was all said and done because no one could score.
That's right. I might not get a chance to talk to you when you're in Melbourne. So, what are your plans for Christmas once you get through that game?
Well, everyone here at the club is excited that we're not playing on Christmas, so that's great for all the families and everyone here. It's our first time in a while of not playing on Christmas Day. So I think like everyone else, we're just going to finally enjoy being home with our families and just relax a bit and not know that we have to set up for a game and go through all the hard work that the front office does to put these games on. And we're looking forward, I think, across the board here for everyone within the Jack Jumpers organization to just have a break.
You've got KB giving them a heads up that you might have something special planned. Do you have something special in mind?
You told me you guys dress up
For
as
Christmas?
Santa.
Oh, yeah, well, that's kind of old news, Chris, when I jump up with Santa. I dress up with Santa in the morning and run around my little apartment for my wife so that she gets in the festive mood, and then I take the Santa suit off and stash it away till next year. But, yeah, that's my moment.
Well, it's a shame you can't do that for Elvis. He would have loved it.
Well, maybe next time.
Maybe. Thanks, Scott.
All right, buddy.
Anyone else?
Sunday night, probably a 1-1 home.
All right, good.
Beautiful.
Sweet.